Hey my friends, welcome back to my channel. Today I have a layout for Scrapbook Your Joy as a guest designer for them this month. I'm using the Rosie's Studio Soul Shine collection and I'm just smitten by this company. There you're going to see that I'm using, that was a paper pad right there. And it's such a fun summery collection, and that was perfect for me this time around because I am still scrapbooking photos from the summer. And not just this past summer, but the summer before. So this was perfect for me. So I knew for sure that I wanted to create a watercolor background. And so I'm just taking my trusty Recollections watercolor palette, and I'm just going to create my own concoction of colors. So the teals that are in the actual palette are not just right for my taste, that they don't correspond properly with the layout. So I'm just mixing a bunch of blues and lightening them up a bit, and just using my paintbrush and then sopping up some of the extra. Now I like to do this in layers so I get variation of color in my my smooshing technique, I guess, my watercolor. And so I put down that first initial light coverage of color, and then I go back and I add a bit of darker pieces so that there's a variation in color. Now I did this teal color, it's more on the lighter side, and then I went in, and after I sopped up most of the water, and I carefully went in with a lighter milky pink, and I'm just going to go around the edges, and I'm going to try not to mix the colors. I do not want the colors to kind of like mush together and become like a gross brown. um, so or a variation of like not vibrant color. So I'm just going to go through and carefully add some color down. I'm going to sop up some of the color, and again I go back and add some darker pieces along with some splatters at the end. Now I just use a Kleenex. I have a box of Kleenex on my desk, and so when I add the splatter and I add water, that's what I use. Some people use paper towels. I just use whatever I have on hand. There have been times that I also use toilet paper. If my house is completely out of Kleenex or paper towel, you know what? A roll of toilet paper will work just fine. Now I'm taking my Heidi Swapp Color Shine, and I'm adding some of the splatters as well. I just love the way this looks when it dries. And so here I'm going through the 12 by 12 cardstock paper pad. But for this layout, I'm actually scrapbooking in 8.5 by 11. So the background white paper that you saw is just 100-pound cardstock from Recollections. And so I've been really liking using that when I'm watercoloring. I find that it holds up really well, and when it dries, it doesn't get too warped. It still warps a bit, but considering I'm not using any gesso, I think it does pretty well. It holds up and it stands up to the water pretty well. So here you're going to see that I'm just trimming down my paper, and I'm going to layer it on top of another sheet of cardstock from the collection. I'm using this light and dark pink, and I really like the way that looks. I really like the way it softens up that watercolor background. These are the Project Life cards, pocket, what are they called? They're called journaling cards, but they would be like the equivalent to like pocket scrapbooking cards. I didn't end up using them in this on this layout. I don't journal, but I do like to add pieces like that for layering behind my photo. I just didn't do that this time around. I decided I was going to stick to just regular papers. This floral from the collection is one of my absolute favorites. It's so pretty. I love it. And so I'm going to use some of it and just map my photo. And this photo is taken of me and my twin, my meatball, when we went on vacation this past, I think it was April that we went away. So we went to Cuba here, and this is one of my favorite pictures of her and I. And she got close to me and she posed herself, and I'm like, wait, let me grab my camera. And so that's a picture of us. So we were just walking along the beach, and the water's in the background, the sky is blue. It was just absolutely stunning. It was sunset. So there was this, just God and his work is, just incredible. So after I've layered my photo with the papers, I've attached some foam on the back. And I like to add foam on the back for dimension. I really like the way, it makes my layouts look. It adds a bit of dimension. It adds a bit of something else, a lift and shadows to the layout that I really enjoy. Now, the die cut shapes are one of my absolute favorite pieces from number one, this collection, which is the Soul Shine, and number two, from Rosie Studio. So not only do you get a ton of ephemera, but you get two of each, which is incredible for me because I am so heavy-handed with embellishing that it really is important to me to have a lot of ephemera pieces. And so usually what I end up doing is I tend to buy double the ephemera. So like, let's say there's a collection and it comes with one ephemera package. I usually buy two, sometimes even three, depending on how much is actually available in the die cut package themselves. It's just me. I know the way I work. I like to have a lot of ephemera because that's just the way I scrapbook. It's the way I work. So when I saw that this company offers double pieces of the ephemera in the package, that's it. They I'm sold. That's it. That's it. They've got your girl. So I thought that toucan that was in the ephemera pack was so cute. I know it has nothing to do with my layout, but you know what? I loved it and I put it on a layout, and ordinarily I would shy away from things like that, but you know what? It's cute. I liked it. It went on a layout. And for the title, it also came from the ephemera pack, and it's that holiday piece. First of all, it's holographic, and number two, it's perfect for a title. And so I had to use it. And so this layout is going to be simply called Holiday Fun because I'm oh so creative. So some of the pieces here that I'm attaching are put up on some foam for more dimension, and some are not. Some are just stuck down. And I use my glue gun to scrapbook like 99% of the time now that I've discovered, my glue gun works fantastically on paper, especially paper that has, like some type of mixed media on it. I'm all over that. And I'm not too worried about it being acid and lignin free. As long as my scrapbooks outlast me, we're good. That's right. Let's just be honest here. Now I'm taking some gold thread and just making a little nest, and I'm tucking it behind my photo, and I'm going to add these buttons. These are like, they're buttons. They're wooden buttons, and so I just chose my favorite one, and I'm adding some hot glue. I took off the piece of foam, sticky foam that was on the back. I didn't need it. It was, dimensional enough as it was, and so I decided to just rip it off, and that was easy enough. And now I'm just taking some more gold thread and tucking it behind my photo as well. And now here's where I feel like it needs a little bit more gold thread just to balance out. So I'm going to create another little nest, and I'm going to put it at the bottom there, bottom left-hand corner where my title is. So that's all going to get stuck down with my glue gun, and the title will cover up all the glue. So I really liked this Let's Do This too, because I was like, yes, let's do this. Vacation, yes. We totally, and we did it. We had an amazing time in Cuba, and I'd never been before. It was, a destination that was on my bucket list. I wanted to see the culture. I wanted to see the history, and I most definitely wanted to see the beaches. And I came, I saw, I conquered. I'm good. I can cross Cuba off my list. On to the next destination. So now I'm taking pieces These are actually still pieces from the die cut shapes, and they're just hearts. And I'm also using some stars from the puffy stickers, and those are really cute as well. There's a lot of really cute pieces on there on the puffy sticker sheet, like those words that I put there at the bottom of the title. I'm going to take a yellow bow from the, you guessed it, bow embellishment pack, and I'm just going to stick it there underneath the little button that I attached. And I'm just going to take some more Heidi Swap Color Shine and add a bit more splatter. I really like the overall look. Thank you guys so much for joining me today on my channel. Please, if you don't mind, hit that like button and subscribe if you haven't already. And we'll see you guys in the next video. Take care, guys. Bye-bye.